Hey everyone, it's time for our next Art Tip Tuesday. Sarah Albert here of the Dwelling Place Art Studio. Now, I don't know about you, but my students love working with chalk pastels, but the mess kind of gets on my nerves. So today I want to share with you how we use chalk pastels in the art room to create these really beautiful pictures behind me without having to create a huge mess all over our hands and all over the tables. Stay tuned. Now I know exactly how you feel. Your students love working with chalk pastels. You love the look of it too, but the mess is overwhelming. So how do you get really nice, smooth transitions with chalk pastels without making a big mess all the way around? Well, the answer is a little bit easier than you would think. It's a method that we've been using for over the past 13 years of being in the middle school art room. So I'm so excited to share this with you today so you can see how to keep the mess off of your hands and off of your tables while you're working with chalk pastels. The answer lies in these little guys right here. Yep, Q-tips, cotton swabs. That's all you need to keep the mess off of your hands and off of the tables when you're working with chalk pastels. So let's take a look at how this works. I always tell my students to leave their chalk pastels in the box. Don't even get them out because that will keep the mess in the box and not on your hands. All you have to do is take your Q-tip or your cotton swab and you're just lightly going to rub right over the color that you need, putting some of the Q-tips or some of the color right there on the Q-tips. Then when you go to apply the color, you're just going to use small circular motions. Now I always tell my students to use circular motions because when you go back and forth, it tends to make the lines look really streaky. So you get a much more even coat when you use the circular motions. And then I'll go ahead and go into my next color. Maybe I'll go into a lighter blue. So I'm just going to turn my Q-tip a little bit on its side. And then I'll go into my lighter blue. Now let's say you accidentally get outside of the line. So say a student gets a little carried away and they accidentally get outside the line. All you have to do is take an eraser and it should erase that color right off for you. Now a few of the colors tend to bleed a little bit and leave stains on the paper, but for the most part you'll be able to get the color right off with an eraser. So now I'm going to go into a little bit of pink. You can see I'm still using the same Q-tip, just turning it as I go. You can use the majority of your colors with one Q-tip, so you don't have to fly through those with one class. I always tell my students to only take one Q-tip at a time, and I have to check it over before they get a new one just to make sure that they've used it to the full capacity. You can even blend the colors a little bit, so I can go right between the pink and the blue and it'll make a nice little shade of violet. So really, that's all there is to it. You just use a Q-tip, go right over the color that you need. So when it's time to clean up, if these are used up, all you have to do is throw them away. You just put the lid right back on top of the chalk pastels and you're good to go. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Art Tip Tuesday. Feel free, if you have any questions, burning questions from yourself or from your students, just drop those in the comments below and I'd love to feature you on one of the upcoming Art Tip Tuesdays as I dive into your burning questions in the art room. Have a great day. See you next time.